the easiest thing is to snap. The easiest thing is always to retaliate. That's the easiest thing. But the hard thing that we should be practicing more is actually doing the opposite.
The opposite.
Yeah.
Like being
doing the opposite. Yeah. Because sometimes, for instance, I don't know who said it, but it's like when you see someone angry, you shouldn't think that they are attacking you. You should understand them as a person.
You've just stepped into an empty street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything. And our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together. And welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
Yeah, see. In 3, 2, 1. We're rolling. Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast. Another Tuesday.
Another Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
We back again, dog. We back again. You know, another week, as you always say, dog.
Yeah.
Another week, another Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know.
Today we're at the church square.
Yeah. Today we coming live from the church square. 012 still. You know, 012 is our home, Pretoria. If you're wondering where we are. I mean, if you've never been here,
it's one place to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place to be. But Pitori Mahlanye. I don't know about the Mahlanye, but come see for yourself who born with La Mahlanye. Or it's just the same.
In what way?
Yeah, in what way? So, you know. But besides that, I mean, we come to you with another episode.
Yeah.
And another conversation. As
another conversation, man.
Izolo yazi ukuthi ke since thina bayamasisa siwalka ngeenyawo imoto yethu leyo or sigibela itaxi ba etaxini banale situation ohlangana nayo ukuthi itaxi mawugibela ngabantu ababhaya ohlangana nabo abantu aba different, so abantu baba easily futhi ukuthi baba be triggered by anything encane nje ongayisho uyangithola, and ba easily futhi ba respond to whatever thing wakhona kuyisho, whereas more special makuza ku drive yawani laba ngathi ama answer ahlala khona
ntwana ahleze emlimi
respond anything nje bakulindi akuhlale
bakulindi khona akusi response ukuthi umuntu response with understanding. Yeah une anger very, it's like somnyathela ikonsi nje kusaqala. Yeah.
Alabo vela ubumthintile makuphendula khona uyakuphendula ukuthi wazi ukuthi uhlala endaweni yakho, ungazombuza into engekho, especially mazombuza into edomo awenza sure ukukhombisa ukuthi ngibuza into edomo.
Labantu bakhalela ukuthi awubingelelanga ukuthi uma ufika uzobuza something awubingelelanga, yana uzokushaya ngebomb nje hawo ndoda
sasofika ngesobuza ongabingelelanga.
You get to ask yourself with this keeper kune training la awu taxi driver baba yakhona baba train ukuthi
ntwana ngobozima into eyenzakalayo mawubheka ukuthi bonke bane attitude e1 yabona. So manje uyazibuza ukuthi khona la baqala khona ukuthi bonke babanike ukuthi okay nayi i-attitude esidlayo la yabona. So kumele ube nawo uzowazi ukuthi wazi ukhona ukufitha in nawe angazi ukuthi kwenzakalani, but wonke amarenga ngithi mawufika bayakhe introduce last time njenga serinkini elo ikazi bekunalento ukuthi mawufika uyafika then uthenga icase yama drink then ufanele uphuze drink bakubeke phezulu uphuze drink so yonke ungaphumuli yabona. Uyabe baba indlela lebe bakhona bafike
initiation yawo.
Ama taxi driver.
Ama taxi driver.
Baphuzani drink.
Coke.
Mele ushaye
yonke. So wafika uphume so. Ushaye yonke uyicede. lindlela ke le ungaphumuli
Wacabanga le acid ntwana yokushiza
kanjalo ndoda bafike bakubise lapha lesikhathi uthenga icase le mawuqeda khathi le case drink lena sebayinikana baphuza mara le mele uyishayiwa umile so lapha phezulu kwetaxi yakho lonke uza ngayo phezulu ugibelele phezulu umekho
That's fucked up, yeah.
ayini
ayisha kanjalo lesikhathi simile ke lapha ke ziyabhongoza ke lapho but then yilezo zinto lezo then angazi maybe khona bakhona bakutsheleke nama rules la sisipana kanjena la udila nabantu because now mawuzospana ngabantu there's a certain
you think they even talk about what to deal nabantu
know
because sometimes I feel like ntwana
it's like umuntu unenkinga zakhe
uza nazo vele la uya khona sometimes uthola ukuthi umuntu uvuka ekseni wathi thunyana ngoba not everyone comes to the rank sober ntwana nabanye bo driver dog
or lela daki
ulala daki
leli taxi in food
vuka shaya ngebhabu wathi I think shaye 1 nyana 2 nyana kodwa you know maceda waya vele espanini so uza vele sekaplakile. You understand? Because it was an experience engayibona mina. Bengayideng. Khona la bengiyakhona ngikhwela itaxi. Yangizwa. So what happened is lo taxi driver ufake umuntu extra oyi1. Yabo? And eback seat kunomama ohlezi nomntwana wakhe. Umntwana ohlezi umhlalisa isiti.
alimbhadalene
Beka intention bekuthi uyombhadalela.
Okay.
Yangizwa. Lo muntu wafaka it was basically a couple. So obviously ufakwe one ushiye umuntu. So I don't think ukuthi he took that into consideration ukuthi kune space umuntu oyi1 ayabayi2. So lo munye waye back seat. Maka back seat lo mama wathatha lo mntwana wamhlalisa phezulu. Yabo? Okay kwahanjwa sekuyabhadala. So lo driver ntwana ubheke through the rear mirror ukuthi okay kunengcosi la. And lengosi indala. Mdala.
Mele aphe.
Mela bhaso uyasho ukuthi sekakhuluma already ntwana. Yeah, nalomntwana lapho emove nimkhokhele. Yabo? Mdala kabi lo mntwana lo. Funi nje ningijwayele. Oh no. Already. Oh no, takunamuntu okulwisile. Yabo?
Akena azanga respond.
So my la move. I don't think kumzwile lo mama, yabo? Bhatalo wonke umuntu khanjwe. Sesifike vele ngase igarage vele sekufaka ipetrol lo muntu uyalwa ndo uyalwa ude ngazongijwayela amasimba ni ngithe lo mntwana abhadala
Hawu
mdala ukuthi ugoniwe ngifuni nje ningijwayele kabi mdala kabi lo mntwana. But who was actually in the wrong? Did he take time to actually look at the situation ukuthi ngifaka umuntu extra kwayenzeka kanje
Lord
bayenzele lo muntu wakho extra space. You know, like being considerate ntwana. Lo mama was being considerate. Okay, lo muntu ufaka umuntu extra ithi impepe umntwana.
And mdala kusumntwana utangakhona.
Yabo? Wathatha ungosi yakhe wambeka phezulu kwakhe wahlalisa lo muntu extra. Yangithola kuze yena azothola le mali ayifunayo. At the end of the day imali yakuye. Yangithola. So yena he didn't look at it that way. Yena instead ubona ngathi bayamshotisa.
We're greedy.
He was being greedy, dog. In that moment, he was being greedy. He didn't look at it in the terms of what, okay, bahlalisa umuntu. Uyibone ngathi bayamshotisa. You understand?
And mawucabanga kanjalo as lo mama makenza lento leyo ukuthi ucabangela yena enenzela yena ileyo favor leyo and then bazo respond ngale ndlela le then ithika ini kuleyo mama. So if naye u respond in the same way
sekuyimpi. Sekuyaliwa manje. Phela no mama uzuyasho ntwana ukuthi mina phela ngisho angimhlalisanga phela la isitulweni ngoba ngihlalise lo muntu lo mfakile. So there's no reason. I saw no reason for me to actually pay for leyo ncosi.
So that brings in importance emotional intelligence.
Yeah, it definitely does, though, because now you need to. There's different situations that you encounter in everyday life.
Especially when more dealing nabantu, you need that thing.
Mauspana vele nokudila nabantu.
Mara lento le ubona ntwana even nase clinic. Ubona nase clinic ukuthi labantu laba even abo nurse bakhona the way ba respond abantu the way ba treat ngakhona abantu uyabona ukuthi there was never a certain training that was given to them before yabona bayespanini akhona ukuthi understand ukuthi ukudila nabantu kunama situation kanje. Emotional intelligence is the one that is important ukuthi grasp and make sure ukuthi how to apply it, yabona. Then uzowazi ukuthi ukhona ukudila nabantu nawe. How do you bring yourself to yourself before going to work? Make sure ukuthi you always calm. Noma kuthiwa situation yokuthi umuntu uyafika maybe ufika neanger yakhe as abantu siyazi ukuthi babuye endaweni different. Maybe umuntu ulale kabi or umuntu uyangithola. Uthola fanele ufike mawufika wena eSpanini just because usespanini. Make sure ukuthi okay, I have to apply this. I have to bring out this character. Yabona. Ukhona ukuthi at least ukhona ukuphila nabantu no then usebenze nabantu because yena i problem kakhulu. And yabona as ama cases akanjalo yabona ukuthi ila ukubonakala khona ukuthi i-training emotional intelligence ibaleka kangakanani before.
I think yabona siphila nama emotions wethu like
on a daily
ever since sasebancane, so it kind of helps ukuthi utrain even umntana sasemncane vele uqale lapho ukuthi umkhombisa izinto ezifana nalezi about dealing with people, understand these because I mean so exposed to ukudila nabantu from a very young age. The moment you get to a crash or a scare,
you're already dealing with people.
We're already dealing with people, and then obviously you're gonna deal with different types of people. You're gonna deal with people who are going through some certain things in their lives, who are not as stable as you are, or you are not stable as they are. One isn't but gumele, for instance, if so you're adult or just a young adult, you should take the measures to understand yourself, because that's what emotional intelligence is. Understanding your own emotions and understanding other people's emotions so that you are able to deal with them in a civil way. And understanding your own emotions is understanding your emotional triggers as well. And the same applies with understanding other people's emotions. It's understanding how you will communicate with them, the type of triggers they have. If it's people obviously who are close to you, which you don't use certain language or you don't joke in certain ways, which you'll trigger whatever they've experienced before.
A traumatic experience.
And when it comes to indaba ze trauma, it's not things like Tina Stawanguti, maybe a certain event happened that we can just recall in our minds.
Some are subconscious.
Some are subconscious from the moment we I mean, from the time we're still very young and we couldn't register much into our memory that we can recall. As in using to react up because it's started from
childhood,
like early childhood. So important as umuntu, you start by studying your childhood. You study your childhood. You look at how you grew up, who was present, who was not present, what you needed, what emotions weren't fulfilled. And then you can be able to like okay, this is where I'm lacking because of this because of this and this, and this is where my strengths are, and then you just try to improve whatever way of dealing things you already have. Because taxi drivers, it's concerning because everywhere, Joe. And you ask yourself, like, is keep on. Even I'm a nurse, still the same thing. Uzoya maybe na ShopRite, I'm a cashier.
Cashiers.
Not ShopRite per se, but I think ShopRite is popular. I'm a cashier. Then kunale attitude and there's a way of how people are dealing with a situation abantu. So it's like how bengamelanga maro react kanje lo muntu le situation. So that's how important emotional intelligence is.
And I think like another thing is the way you respond determines how I end up feeling.
The way you interpret.
Because if you respond to me in a shitty way, like the taxi driver, imagine how her day ended up being. uyangithola so mosha ilanga lakhe ntwana
True.
uyangithola
And futhi ayekasaba consider
hey
the way
now
abengakhona.
going
Next time
forward
uzowenza.
what if now what you did messes up her day now it's a butterfly effect ngoba naye angajika
Ayikhiphe someone else.
ayikhiphe pass it on to
somewhere
someone else
Yeah.
uyangithola mess up someone else's day and then that person now comes with the bad mood pass it on to someone else so it ends up being a butterfly effect we end up passing it on and it's not good energy that we're passing on so why not then, why not at least respond in a way that is empathetic with understanding with okay this person did this because of 1 2 3 before we retaliate every time we mustn't jump to respond but
you're always on the attack mode. You're always on guard.
Don't retaliate.
People are
out there to
attacking.
get you.
Don't retaliate.
Before we understand what the actual the situation behind the action was. If there was an action or besides the action, but the scenario at hand. Why was it this and this happened? Before you then act out. Because sometimes the manner in which we act out affects the next person. Some people end up, it gets extreme. People kill themselves. You can tell someone I'm useless. That simple thing I'm useless. I receive it as really I'm useless.
And
there are other things that are contributing for you to come to that
you're going through a lot already. I'm going through a lot already. And then you tell me that I'm useless. That was the last trigger I needed. That was the last thing I needed, Dwana, to just set me off.
You just confirm whatever how I've been feeling.
Feeling all along. So really, I'm already on the edge. So you just pushed me. So it's those kind of things that we need to understand.
That's why
and improve on.
That's why I'm going to be good. You should go blend to with social media, but then there will be nice and you be nice to someone else. There's nothing you lose because people are alone. They are going through a lot. Just being nice in you, there's nothing to lose.
There definitely
there's nothing to lose.
You end up feeling good instead. If you try and do good, you feel good. You try, even if let's say, we don't do it that often, But if someone had to pass now here and say, okay, tell her this and that, like if you have 2 rand to spare, or if you have for me, for instance, I was brought up in a way which if you don't use certain clothes, they give them away. Don't store them if you're not going to use them. You understand? So for me, that act in itself, makes me feel good. It's being of service. Being of service, like doing something that is outside of what will benefit you as well. And do it without expecting anything in return.
Because I think only important because it's like manje we've turned into takers. There's a book I once read in varsity by Adam Grant titled Give and Take. So it's about Leon Tuguti. We've become more greedy as people that we always want to benefit. We always want to be the one who are taking and on the receiving end. But we actually underestimate the power of giving, how it enriches you as a person. Like helping a person out makes you feel good. And Stella Sibona as a loss, or it should be a transaction whenever we should give. We don't think about the emotional benefits of it. So that's a great point.
It is. It was even referenced on what's this book? Think Like a Monk. By who right there?
Jay
Shetty. Saying what they value instill in monks is that be of service. Find purpose and do something that is out. As humans, if there's anything you can do, then be of service.
Be of service.
And don't
be
do
there,
it.
Be
useful.
And
be there.
Be useful in the world. And in doing that, don't do it with an expectation. I did this for you. Now I want this, or I expect this in return. You understand? But do it because you actually want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Like what we were
That's
saying
more
in, the,
fulfilling,
in one of our previous episodes with Ule Mutwana, about volunteering.
Yeah.
That is being of service.
Yeah.
You understand? You can go to what do they call these places? A shelter home.
You sure?
Young Todd, and just dish food for people.
Yeah.
That is being of service. We are volunteer. Not everyone is going to be there. Young Todd, but you feel the need to go to, okay, you know what? Let me just throw a helping hand.
You sure?
And just help people out. And that is you being empathetic.
Sure.
You're putting the needs of other people.
And you learn a
before your
lot
own.
today.
Yeah.
You
A
learn
lot.
You learn a lot.
You learn a lot.
You learn a lot.
Patience also.
Yeah.
Patience also.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's you're dealing with people at the end of the day. You understand? And if there's one thing I feel like you should do in this world, you know, is leave. If you can't impact the whole world, impact at least one person and leave that person in a better mood than they were before you came. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If
Yeah.
I just came to you now, no, and we had a conversation or whatever, I should leave knowing what you feel in a much better state than the one I found you. in. You understand?
You leave
Then-
something. You
Yeah,
leave the
then
mark, yeah.
my job is done. You understand? It might last a day, it might last a month, a week, a year, whatever period it lasts for. You understand? But I impacted you in
Yeah.
a positive way.
Yeah.
And that's
it's-
what we
it's-
need.
and you should-
Positive energy, though.
You shouldn't make it formal.
Yeah.
It should not be formal. You should make it to a point that it becomes part of you. You know, when you find someone next to you, you won't like, okay, let me be on my phone.
Yeah.
But you always find something to talk about.
Be
right?
present.
Be present. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
yeah.
present in the moment.
Yeah.
And how you achieve that most of the time is just keeping the small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually communicating with the person, like with the person, not like including yourself, like involving yourself in some useless conversations that everyone else is having. So yeah.
But then, as still ngabantu every day, there's one thing any believer with maybe it can impact your day going forward. I want most of work saying, let's say uvuka, usually uvuka 6:30. But 6:30, then we okay as I went as on kids. Maybe let's uvuka 6 this time. Empedeni. Then we are and then maybe we pick up, just look up. Then from there, you taking in everything.
Yeah.
But you calm yourself down. You understand good man nyavuka nyaguphi. You allow yourself good now uzophuma nyaguphi. Then leyo energy one oyilethayo nokuthi la ngiyakhona ngiyodila nabantu. Then you make sure ukuthi you understand ukuthi udila nabantu and uhlangana nabantu aba different and bonke abantu bovuka kabuhlungu khona umuntu ozoba ne challenges manje kuseni sira uzo lo yo uzomaka driver kunomuntu ozofika bangene phambi kwakhe then from there izothika leyo energy ukuthi futhi yangithola yonke leyo energy kanjalo but now you need to make sure ukuthi you calm and la uyakhona usazohlangana nabantu ababhaya then how would you be able to handle such right so mawuzothola isikhathi sikanjalo ila uzokhona ukuthi immediately mawuphuma endlini then you have that energy ukuthi you present and you of service.
Yeah. When you're of service.
Ngiyangibamba.
Yeah, the minute you leave really your comfort zone, you have to really leave with intent to go to okay, I'm of service to the world and those around me.
There was no mjida obe ne accident last week. So accident yakhona icauswa izinto esikanje. So ekseni uyaphuma uthi hey then makaphuma usendleleni then kunehamba le hamba le ahamba then kuza ezinye zem-overtaker this side maze im-overtaker zim-overtaker sifuna ukungena lapha phambi kwakhe then ziyangena lapha phambi kwakhe mazingena then uthola le ndlela ukuthi now i-open but uyakhona ukuthi angangena this side nayo so yangena ngabe ufuna ukubalanda right bamenzini nothi ukuthi makaqeda uyabandlula then uyabayeka ne ufuna ukubalanda makuba confront la abalande ngo-left makabalanda ngo-left labantu labo bathe bashayela ibheli babhizi la mafonini bayatext boy to even your driver no nalo chair ohlezi this side bathi iyayitextela then abangeni indaba yakhe then athi busy bashayela ibheli immediately makathi uyathena sekaphezulu komuntu
Lo or to
Yeah, this guy.
Lo abam overtaking.
yes lo bam overtaking then uthi ubhizishela laba ibed ukuthi ufuna ukukhuluma nabo then next thing athi uthi uya10 sekaphezu komuntu abashayisa lo waphuma ushayisa something that's like then after lapho umuntu yamosheka then already manje sekayikhozele ini
Eish.
sayikhozele i-damage yenye already isilanga lakhe selimoshekile yamosheka ahlulwa ngisho fika nasesipanini ngayo into yekinjalo but only if he was calm enough because after labantu baqeda kudlula labantu baqeda kudlula yikho into eyenzakalile kuyo beka sharp only if nje beka calm obese wathi okay let it be
ngoba i-road rage at the end of the day izinto
ezenzakalayo so because beyeke imenzele next year uyaba confront you don't confront them there's no different bamdlulile right so only if then he got the chance ukuthi abe calm and I understand ukuthi izinto engizohlangana nazo
you can't control vele the actions
of others.
That person was supposed to actually understand what okay like as much as I'm upset by this matter there's not much I can do from it or izinto ezenzakala it's things you come across vele in your daily so let me just iwusa ntwana recenter yourself and then just carry on living your life you know but that's how you like that just it's like another way of us actually like trying to find out ways to improve on us understanding each other. You understand? Like how do we then like improve on us understanding each other better? You understand? Like being better with your emotional intelligence.
And for instance, it doesn't take these big things that you should read these books or go to these therapy sessions like every day or like there's some secret to it. One basic thing you can start with, learn to calm yourself down. For instance, the easiest thing is breathing. The importance of breathing, bruh, it's really amazing and we underestimate it. For instance, when you are angry, what changes? Your breathing. When you are happy, what changes? Your breathing. When you are excited, what changes? Your breathing. So you can actually see Uguti, there's a direct link somehow, some way between your emotions and your reactions that are centered or anchored to your breathing. So if you can try to control your breathing before saying anything or taking that action, something happens, you take a deep breath, you count to 5 maybe, or whether you're counting up or down, you just go to 5 and then that's 5 seconds, dog. You just do it and then you see what your mind is gonna come up with because now it's like you've regulated that breathing from whatever gets triggered. So you've regulated it to be your normal breathing so that you can make a rational action or say something rational. So that's about it. And it's not easy. The easiest thing is to snap. The easiest thing is always to retaliate. That's the easiest thing. But the hard thing that we should be practicing more is actually doing the opposite.
The opposite.
Like doing the opposite. Because sometimes, for instance, I don't know who said it, but it's like when you see someone angry, you shouldn't think that they are attacking you. You should understand them as a person that they are screaming for help. There's something inside them. There's a frustration that they have. So just be there for them to understand instead of retaliating.
And the way you reciprocate that energy might actually change the whole situation. Because if when you come with like that anger or frustration, and then I respond in a more calm, like cool manner, then now you are now challenged to respond in that same manner. Because I'm not trying to match your energy.
And you don't need to.
I don't have to.
You don't need to always match people's energy because that's training, bro. That's training, and like you should let people be at their levels and like protect your peace. If you're already at that state where you are at peace, just protect your peace and not try to match each and everyone's energy levels because otherwise it's a waste of time and energy.
They're calling it external influences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understanding.
Yeah.
Stoics say it.
Yeah.
The Zen say it. The Buddhists say it.
Yeah.
Ukuthi, whatever's out there,
Yeah.
you are not in control of.
Nah, you're not.
So you are always in control of what's inside you.
Yeah.
And I once quoted Said Guru on one of our episodes. Ukuthi, no, that's not the quote. It's a different one that I quoted. But this is a new one that I'm gonna quote. He says that if ever someone has control over your emotions, over something that's inside you, you are definitely their slave.
Definitely.
So it's like we should always try to take control of how other people make us feel.
Yeah.
And if that happens, we can be able to try to understand where they're coming from, so that whatever we act or whatever we have to respond to them is something that we've thought through and that comes out of understanding instead of just an instant reaction. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah,
Issue
that's one
serious.
of the things that people can practice: breathing and actually thinking about things through before, like processing, giving yourself time to process. So ungabi nalento ukuthi awungijwayela kabi lo. Yabona, you should try to understand ukuthi why marasho into nje. Yabona, just laugh about it. Don't take life serious.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be that serious.
Yeah.
And
everything
that's
is
really
serious.
one way of like improving on your emotional.
And out of all, understanding yourself. You need to understand yourself and find ways as Kaya with breathing. If now Konil understand ukuthi mina my emotions are kanje and how easily are you triggered when it comes to that, then that's why you understand it. Okay, now bypass kanjani that part if say feel, then that's where you're going to step back, take a deep breath, then from there you come back. Then so umuntu different from umuntu ozwe lento bekayizwile before, then you can respond, right? So that's definitely that's one of the ways.
Your emotions are something else that we don't really spend much time on understanding.
Yeah.
And they are very complex. Understanding now why am I feeling this way. Another thing I once read from this other book, The Language of Emotional Intelligence, it's about how to improve your relationships at work, family, home, strangers, and all of that, and how to react in certain situations. And there's these exercises there that they actually recommend. One thing I read from them is that, my train of thought, I just lost it now.
And Appa is this fucking
Come
music,
on, man.
though. Out of nowhere, it was music.
Out of nowhere.
Rocked up, though.
I lost my train of thought, gents.
Yeah.
Lost it.
What did you want to outline? Maybe.
Yeah. Got it back. Thank you for asking that question.
Yeah, it always
I want
helps.
to understand the emotional intelligence.
Like getting to the root of
So I was trying to cover one of the exercises. One thing I read from the book is that you should always question your emotions. Why am I feeling this? Take a step back to say, what am I feeling?
Yeah.
I'm feeling this type of, try to describe it. And then, why am I feeling like this? Like, that's the most difficult question you can ask yourself, but it's necessary.
And sometimes you might not have the answer, man.
Yeah, you might not have the answer, but it helps you step back instead of just acting on it or making conclusions and all of that. But it makes you a bit curious, Guti. Why am I feeling this way? Yeah. What really makes me feel this way?
The root of the problem.
Yeah, and then is this an emotion that's within me? Is it like what am I trying to say, Guti? Is it triggered by? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. The fuck is wrong with my mind?
It's Tuesdays, boy. You know, dog. So we just.
No, what I'm trying to say is le emotion engifilayo manje.
Yeah.
Into engakhona ukuthi ngizikhulumise mina ukuthi
Convince yourself.
yeah, convince yourself ukuthi, or try to change my attitude. I mean, am I in control of dealing with this emotion, or someone else
Is in
in
control.
control of me feeling better
way.
than I am?
Yeah.
One. So yeah, that's another thing. I don't know if it makes sense now because
Nah,
I've
it makes
just
sense.
been
Yeah.
cutting
My
and
segments,
cutting.
the bits and pieces. But it does make sense though. Because I mean, the minute you are in control of how you are feeling or your present state, then you can basically determine how your day goes as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it goes as far as that.
far as
Yeah,
Yes,
and
yeah.
it's not easy because it all, like, usually your day goes in autopilot.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
And
You just
whatever
react.
comes,
You're always
you're just
reacting.
reacting.
Yeah,
one.
you're always reacting.
So it needs you to be aware
Yeah.
all the time. It needs you to always step back and say, this present moment right now, this just happened, or someone just said this. This is how I'm feeling. Like, you should always be aware throughout your day, and it's not easy.
Nah,
at
it's
all.
not, dog.
It's
That's
not
why.
easy
That's
at
why.
all.
See, you forever reacting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To whatever situation, you know. In a taxi, you reacting.
Yeah.
I have to pay. I have to do this. Mabakbuza this. You do that. Spanini. Hey, where's this? Or
It's like we program, Joe.
Forever,
Ranayo,
you
you
forever
see,
just reacting.
if this, then that. If this,
Young
then
Todd,
that. If
yeah.
this, then that. It's running on autopilot. Yeah.
But sometimes put yourself first.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah, put yourself first, and that might help the next person also.
Yeah.
Putting yourself first is not always a selfish act. Actually,
No, not at
it's
all.
not always a
not
selfish
always,
act,
not always.
because it might also help the next person. Like if I had to now think about Ayazin, like I don't have to. Like let's say now we're in an altercation, young Todd, where you guys are now angry at me, you know, and then I now choose with, you know what, I don't have to match your energy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have to
Yeah.
retaliate in the same way you guys are actually speaking to me. Young Todd.
Sure.
And then I choose to now be calm about it. Ngitayazi gents hard. I acknowledge what you guys did, or I acknowledge what I did wrong, or why you guys are upset.
Sure.
And maybe there's ways I could have dealt with this issue better.
Sure.
Already I've defeated you.
Yeah.
Because you are expecting me to reciprocate your
Reciprocate,
energy.
yeah.
Ngiyangithola ukuthi manje nami ngiresponda ngale ndlela responda.
Yeah,
it's
Ntwana
like-
kwangisukela. Why
Yeah.
yes or so? Why do you always have to like pick on me? You know what I mean? But now I'm responding in a way that you did not expect.
Yeah.
You know,
Kahle
because
kahle
we are so,
peace.
in a peaceful manner.
Yeah,
Because we are so like absorbed or we're so used to really being in that toxic
Yeah.
environment where there's always retaliation, and
Sure,
that retaliation is always negative, you know. But as SKB Gashuti, like take a step back and just look at the situation.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it might
As an
even-
observer.
Yeah,
Look
like,
at it
look
as
at
an
it as an
observer.
observer, third person
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, try to
yeah.
understand Uchi. If ever it's in a case of, and I think into enzakala most of my relationship like, where your partner says something and you immediately just boil up. One.
Yeah.
So, or you feel hurt, but ask yourself, Uchi, this is my partner. They just said this, but is their intention to hurt me as the person that they say they love? Are they there to get me? And then that way you'll find a way to respond instead of retaliating now with it. You want to hurt them back. So those are one of the things. Another thing is just to eliminate the negative thoughts we have.
yeah.
Just changing your attitude for the better. You always see the good. Though we know we've been hurt like a lot of
Multiple
times,
times.
but
Yeah.
it helps to always see good. But don't be stupid about it,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. Don't be naive.
Don't be naive. But always see good. Always try to see the good side of people. Always think that people have good intentions for you. And then maybe that way is shape and angel respond in certain situations. I mean, if ever someone is out there to hurt you, and when you respond with kindness, it's just like you've just disarmed them.
Yeah.
And then if ever their intention is not to hurt you, and you react with kindness, it's like oh, I got to understand now. Yeah, what? So it's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win, yeah.
So yeah.
I'll lose in that. You can lose now.
Yeah, it's definitely a win-win. Dog.
Yeah.
It's definitely a win-win.
Yeah,
But it's not easy.
Nah.
Yeah, as I'm saying, it's not easy. It requires you to actually be active.
Yeah, being empathetic is not really as easy because, as we said, Uti, you come to. It's like I'm here now, right? But I'm here with whatever has affected me already in my day.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like I might have gone through so much that has impacted my day, and then I come here with that build up,
Yeah.
and then I offload. Pays going. Young thought it like already I was supposed to now channel a different energy. Young thought and try and like understand what's okay. I've experienced this, that, and the third.
For sure.
But I don't have to now take it out on you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I can still be who I am on a daily without like having what has affected me like build up and like I don't know, like fuck. The word is on the tip of my tongue, but I just don't have it right now. But like don't let what has happened to you basically mess up the rest of your day.
Yeah.
You still have the power
Yeah.
to channel any negative thoughts out.
Yeah.
Is basically what I'm saying.
So,
you know what I mean?
kakhulukazi out of everything, just be at peace with yourself. You need that. And enye into engiyibukayo ukuthi also ekumele sibe nayo ukuthi we need the part whereby you accept the truth when it's being told. Right? Because now enye into ebulela abantu ukuthi yenza ukuthi abanye bakhona ukuthi trigger ama emotions ukuthi we always have ukuthi noma mangifanele ngokutshele iqiniso, but ngikhuluma to a point now I have to think about you ukuthi if ngisho lento le ngiyiqiniso straight, this person might react.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Asibe
And that
logical.
is
Asibe
being
logical.
considerate.
Yes,
That is
yes.
also being
Uyangithola?
considerate.
But then at the end of the day uphinde umbulale.
Yeah.
Yabona?
Yeah,
Uyambulala
either way,
because
either
akayitholi
way,
raw. Yes, it's
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Akayitholi raw as
Yeah, and when you get coating, though, you'll take it for granted
Yeah.
compared to when it's
raw.
It's raw because when it's raw, you're gonna see the seriousness of it.
yabona, and uyakhona ukuthi if maybe leyo issue leyo uyakhona uku-improve as usho nawe manje, if manje uyafika then ufika uphethwe ama-issues wakho le ufika la usitshela amasima, then next thing siyakuyeka ne, but fanele sikuyeke because ufila ngale ndlela ngaleso sikhathi leso, but maso grand akumelanga sikuyeke, mina sikutshela that day
that happened with that, but the approach le ozenayo ngalelanga liso bengekho grand.
Yeah.
You know, so like hold me accountable.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
holding me
yes,
accountable for my actions.
Action, yeah.
Lento yenzile bengekho grand.
Yeah,
You know, and that helps the next person also like think about their actions. You know, and now they will actually take into account next time they won't be as quick to actually just retaliate.
Sure.
But they will think before
They'll
they
be
actually
aware,
act.
yeah.
They'll be aware with ish. You know, last time I had a similar situation, it didn't end right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually dankuzil. So why don't I try a different approach? You know, let me calm down, Wusa, calm down, Dwana, and then approach the situation.
Yeah.
And it might actually end up different.
Yeah.
You know?
nalesikhizo ukuthi maybe if uhlala nomuntu or uhlala nabantu endlini, immediately if maybe bakwenze wafila somehow, maybe they trigger the party whereby maybe anger, they trigger the anger. Then you make sure that the only thing that you have to do, just go out.
Yeah. Yeah, take a walk.
Yeah, take a walk. Yabona, siruzoze park or uyahamba uyohlala somewhere. Pause, make sure that you calm down.
Don't match the energy.
Yangithola. Then mawubuya that's you will find an energy ukuthi how do you now deal with this. Yabona. But the island ukuthi umuntu uyaqala vele uyakutrigger then we're like
Now already so
already ashisa.
no, that's everybody's on each other's throats.
Hey, especially where more special umuntu ohlala naye.
I feel like intwana mangabe umuntu approach ngaleyo ndlela ne, like in a calm manner umdefeatile intwana. So mqedile though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mqedile ngoba manje uzo respond athini because yena ngisho ngodlala.
Yeah.
Mara wena mo respond uthi mfethu hard. I understand.
Yeah.
What's your response?
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah, it's
response
like
to
there's
that?
nothing
There's
more to
nothing
be
more
fighting
because
more
you expecting
about,
me to
yeah.
say, Antwana,
And then you actually show yourself you're the bigger person.
yeah, you're the
Sure.
bigger person in that situation. Like, okay, you know what? I acknowledge my wrongdoing. Hard.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Sengiqedile though.
Yeah.
Ngiqedile. You know, but not all situations are easy like that. You know, but
Yeah.
there are ways of maneuvering around all of
Yeah,
that,
that, yeah.
and make it very fit that same bracket. It's as easy as saying hard.
Yeah.
I acknowledge my wrongdoing.
Yeah. And I'll lose the next.
There's nothing to lose.
I'll
Nothing,
lose the
dog,
next.
nothing.
I'll lose the next. And another thing, I once noticed about me when I'm triggered or I get angry is that I raise my voice, and it's something that has happened.
But everyone.
Several,
Yeah, I think
everyone.
yeah.
But I'm just
yeah.
talking about my personal
Yeah.
experience. And then I felt like I didn't like it, ne?
Oh, yeah,
But I
yeah.
felt like I wasn't in control
Of your emotions.
At that certain period of time, ukuthi ngikhona ukuba aware ukuthi okay, let me just lower my voice, because my breathing would just change, and then I'm all like, But when I'm reflecting on it, I'm like, I don't like this. Next time when I'm angry, I should like approach it different.
Yeah.
But for the longest of time, I couldn't get a hold of it. Until I asked myself, Guti, now I had to reflect back, Guti, why do I raise my voice? And then how do I feel when I'm at that moment?
Yeah.
Then I actually came to a realization, Guti, I felt powerless. Whenever something makes me angry, it's like someone broke the expectations I had for them, or whenever someone made me angry, it's because they broke the reality that I've just created. So at that point, I'm feeling powerless, and there's nothing I could ever do, because now they have that power to break me or say hurtful things to me. And then I feel powerless. And now one thing that I use to make myself gain back the authority or the power is to raise my voice. I got to understand that, and I was like, no, that's not how it should work. And then that's how I try to change how I react to situations, how I deal with situations whenever I'm triggered emotionally or I'm angry. And since then, it's like, I'm actually proud of myself that I dealt with that situation that way. So it actually makes you feel like you're becoming a stable person. We always trust people that have it together. Those are the people we can rely on. Those are the people we respect. People who have it together when it comes to their emotions, and their emotions are just not all over the place. They deal with situations in civil ways. Those are the people we respect, and the people who are gonna shout, who are gonna snap, who are gonna insult first, who are gonna swear first. So it's like, it's a very important ukuthi we dive deep into our emotions and try to understand them. And when we understand ourselves, we understand other people. So
Because the pointless ukuthi usho whatever ufuna ukuyisho, next thing to say sorry.
After the damage is being done.
It's being done.
There's this story.
It's not washing away what you just said.
There's this story this father did for his son who had anger issues. So he was like, every time you feel angry, son, take a nail and pin it on a piece of wood. And then he did that until the wood was full of nails and all of that. And he was like, now every time you are angry, take one nail out. And he did until all nails were off.
And then he saw the impact.
And then he saw the impact. And then he was like, that's what happens when you angry.
At someone.
You say these things, you damage and all of that, and then you try to take them back. You say sorry. Whenever you're taking the nail off, it's like your apology. But look at the damage
It's done.
at a long run that it has done. So I found that story very interesting. And next time I'm angry, I'm thinking of the damage that I'm actually making. Instead of just looking at things in a different way. then yeah. But I mean, we're not perfect as people. That's
No,
one
we're
thing
not,
we should
dog.
understand. And
But we're
sometimes
trying
we're
to
gonna
understand
sleep.
each other.
Yeah,
We're trying to
sometimes we're gonna
understand each
sleep,
other.
but sometimes it's like, as long as you understand, as long as you acknowledge, as
Then
long
you're
as you
becoming
hold
better,
yourself accountable, and you make it your sole purpose to understand yourself and other people and understand your emotions, and constantly work on your emotional intelligence so that you are a better person than you are. You're dealing with situations better than you did the last time.
Yesterday,
So yeah, and situations are always different.
True.
And you should always find a better way to deal with it.
Yeah, once you get it out, you get a hold of your emotions, you'll creatively find ways to deal with those new situations that
But
you've never encountered.
even though like situations might not be the same, there's certain principles that stay the same.
The emotions are still the same.
Emotions,
Yes.
dog,
The
you
emotions
can-
are
you
still
can-
the
yeah,
same.
you can
Yeah.
still apply the same principle. You're calm.
Yeah.
Be calm whenever you actually like handling a situation, and nothing's gonna change.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Young Todd.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter whether you're dealing with a client, you're dealing with a partner, you're dealing with a colleague, whoever it is, but applying that same principle of being calm, of just like being empathetic, of just thinking about you before you act. Think before you act. Basically,
before you
know?
act, yeah.
And you'll see the difference it actually makes. You'll see the difference it makes.
And you do have power, and you're that type of person. Look at how we are afraid of the people who don't show much actions or responses that they are bothered when you actually say something to hurt them or say something to insult them. It's like you can't see this person when they are angry because they are always dealing with anger in a very civil way, and you're like, hey, I can't imagine when this person can like burst their anger. It's like you are afraid of that person. They have the power because now you can't really understand what's going on, but they only understand what's going on inside themselves. They don't allow what's external to affect them internally. So it's like that. It's like that.
Because we always have to, as a man, like think like a man of thought and make sure and you act like a man of thought, right? As the way you think, then you do, right?
Yeah.
Then before you do, you think. Like every time I don't think it's going to affect. At the end of the day, we're not perfect people, right? That's why what we call it mistakes, but yeah. Sometimes you have to now flop.
It's being human, man.
Being human.
It's
But
being
then anyway,
human.
the more floppy, just take lessons, then you move. Right.
Yeah.
So
I think Namanje Sebakale is on.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's a perfect way to just close today's conversation, because we've actually touched on quite a lot.
Yeah,
I think it's informative, it's eye-opening, thought-provoking as well.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to deal with these things, just go to speak with someone who's an
speak to
expert,
someone.
who's dealt with a lot of people before and dealt with a lot of situations before. If you want to, you can read books. The book I recommended, The Language of Emotional Intelligence.
Like
Daniel Goleman as well. He focuses on emotional intelligence. He has a lot of books. Emotional Intelligence 2.0, that's one I can recommend. But yeah, after that, you can just like Google stuff, see on how, like, there's a lot of tips there.
a lot of tips, even YouTube.
Yeah,
They have
YouTube
a lot
as
of
well,
tips. A lot of tips.
Also, I think another book is Think Like a Monk by
Think Like a Monk.
yeah.
It's also eye-opening.
Yeah.
I recently finished it. It took me forever, though.
It took you
But
forever.
yeah, I finished it.
How many pages is it?
How many? Actually, I can't remember, dog.
I'm sure it's 300, that one.
Yeah, plus minus 300. Yeah. But yeah, it took me forever. I don't know. I just have this thing of dragging on, like when it comes to reading. I have to do it more often.
Until you.
Yeah.
Become a norm. Yeah.
But no, as we always say,
Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of your pockets. This is the
MT
Street Podcast, and we signing out.